Take me somewhere to warmer weather, to something better than here right now. 'Cause the days get longer, the nights grow colder, a lonely shoulder when you're not around.
This is Mulligans, where life gets messy, love gets complicated, and second chances just might save the day. Let's begin.
Chapter 8. Tyler sat on the kitchen counter eating a carrot, watching as his mom and Bertie prepared salads for the barbecue. When his mother had guests over, it was never a simple affair, although she always made it seem like one. There would be an abundance of food. Bertie stood at the kitchen island mixing one of the salads, but her mind was obviously elsewhere. "Can I get my ears pierced like Jenna's? She has 3 holes in each ear." "Bertie, focus on mixing that salad. Our guests will be here shortly," Stacy instructed, sliding a pile of chopped celery off her cutting board and into Bertie's bowl. "We still need to make up the hamburger patties." "Mom, I can't eat hamburger." Bertie looked at her mother incredulously. "Tyler, will you please go to the store and get some veggie burgers for Bertie? She's decided not to eat meat anymore. And if you see your dad, ask him to light the barbecue," Stacy asked, expertly carving into a pineapple. Tyler jumped off the counter and headed to the garage, yelling, "Dad, you need to light the barbecue." Stacy just shook her head. "Thank you." Tyler walked into the garage and saw his father sitting in his car, hands on the wheel. "Dreaming of the Autobahn?" "Oh, hey, yeah, just hanging out." Nathan turned and smiled. "I need to get some veggie burgers for Bertie. You want to come with?" Tyler asked. "Sure, whose car?" "If you let me drive, let's take yours," Tyler suggested, and his father tossed him the keys. It was a short drive to the Red Barn, a local organic grocery store. Both men seemed to have things on their mind, and so the radio was a comfort, avoiding any awkward silence. Tyler was still reeling from Chase's revelation this afternoon. He wasn't sure how he was supposed to feel. He knew he was confused and a little hurt. He felt lied to. Why didn't Chase just tell him in the first place? If he liked guys, fine, no big deal, but now Tyler was feeling like an idiot. Bits of memories were floating in and out of his mind from the past year together. Plenty of opportunities for Chase to have come out to him. It just cheapened what he thought they had somehow. Tyler had envisioned them as true best buddies who had fun and shared everything. In light of today's information, the friendship was feeling a little one-sided. He'd always been open with Chase, answered any and every question honestly. As Tyler pulled into the parking lot of the Red Barn, he decided that was the issue he was wrestling with. He was simply hurt that Chase didn't trust him enough to tell him the truth a long time ago. Tyler parked the car and he and Nathan walked into the grocery, grabbing a basket by the door. "Soy or mixed vegetable matter?" Nathan asked, pointing at the options in the cooler with a grimace on his face, not finding either one appealing. "Let's take the soy. It looks a little safer." "Vegetable matter? What's that?" Tyler took 2 of the soy and placed them in his basket. "So, no more meat for Bertie. She's so weird sometimes." Nathan continued walking down the vegetable aisle, selecting some tomatoes and placing them in a bag. "Maybe she just needs a change." "But she's always eaten meat. Why decide today?" "Maybe she never really liked it," Nathan suggested, placing the bag of tomatoes in Tyler's basket. "Do you think after she gets a taste of it, she'll go back?" Tyler asked, following his father as he selected heads of lettuce. "Don't know. Maybe she'll be a veggie for life. Maybe you should try it. You might surprise yourself," Nathan suggested, giving his son a playful punch in the shoulder. "Nope, don't need to try it," Tyler decided, picking up the soy burgers again for inspection. "Look at that. How could anybody eat that?" "Quit playing with your sister's food. Are we done here?" Nathan asked, scanning the vegetable racks for anything he might have forgotten. "Dad, can I ask you something?" "Shoot." "Chase, he came out to me today. And I'm okay with it. I mean, I was surprised, but the whole time I was just thinking to myself, say the right thing, say the right thing. And I have no idea if I did. It doesn't change anything between us, but it kind of changes everything, you know what I mean?" Tyler looked up at his father, hoping for some kind of advice, any type of advice. "What do you think I should do? I mean, What am I supposed to do now? Nathan looked at him for a second as if considering his options before answering. Same thing you did yesterday? What do you mean? Chase is your best friend, right? Just keep being that. When Nathan and Tyler arrived home from the Red Barn, their neighbors had already begun to gather in the backyard, a stunning craggy hillside broken up by manicured gardens tended to by Stacy's meticulous horticultural thumb. Bertie was blowing bubbles as a couple of boys around her age chased each other across the yard with water guns. Stacy was busy serving drinks to the guests around the table on the patio. Marty, the owner of the golf course, and his grandson Felix had taken up residence close to the barbecue, no doubt anxious to talk shop with Nathan. Jim and Jackie sat side by side at the table, already sipping on a beer and martini respectively. Nathan and Stacy had been friends with Jim and Jackie for nearly as long as they had owned the lake house. Their son Jared and Tyler had practically grown up together over the summers. "So you play around today, Nathan?" Jim asked as Nathan flipped open the barbecue lid and bent down to light it. "We're not going to talk about golf tonight, Jim. We're going to talk about other interests," Nathan informed his friend with a wry smile. "Bad game?" Marty and Felix suggested simultaneously. "No, new family policy. Stacy introduced it this morning," Nathan explained with a little look over his shoulder at Stacy, who was setting a tray of cut vegetables on the table. "I was only pointing out that sometimes it's nice to include other people in the conversation, people like Bertie and I who don't play golf." "Maybe you two should take it up," Marty chimed in, always on the lookout for new club members. "I know exactly what you mean," Jackie complained, tapping her glass, signaling Stacy she was ready for her next martini. "In our house, it's football. Football 24/7. I may as well live in a dugout." "Sidelines. You may as well live on the sidelines. There are no dugouts in football," Jim laughed. "Either way, I agree with Stacy. There are other things to talk about besides sports. When's the last time you asked me about my interests?" Jackie asked her husband, raising an eyebrow accusingly. "I'll start talking about your interests when you take an interest in football," Jim negotiated. Stacy interrupted a potentially embarrassing argument between her neighbors by shaking the martini mixer loudly and taking Jackie's glass. "Well, today Bertie started tennis lessons." "That's great," Jackie exclaimed, although the excitement may well have been more about her refilled glass. "Maybe," Stacy stated flatly, sitting for the first time with her own martini. "Maybe?" Tyler asked, with Bree hanging on his arm as he grabbed a carrot stick from the veggie tray. "She seems to have taken a fascination with her coach. I don't know if it's healthy." "Oh, I'm sure he's harmless. It's probably just a little crush," Jackie said, pushing away any concern with a flip of her hand in the air. "She looks harmless, but that's all Bertie can talk about since the lesson. Jenna this and Jenna that," Stacy explained, looking pointedly at Jackie across the table. Tyler just laughed. The last thing he could imagine was his little sister being gay. "Oh, come on, Mom. I have a man crush on Brad Pitt. Doesn't mean I'm gay." As he said it, Tyler noticed Chase and Jared standing a few feet away, obviously within earshot of this entire conversation. He suddenly felt very embarrassed it was even happening. "I just want Bertie to have a normal childhood," Stacy said decisively, grabbing a celery stick and fixatedly chewing on it. Bree looked around the table and confidently stated, "I don't think it's bad to be gay. I think it's totally normal." Stacy looked at her son's girlfriend, surprised at being reprimanded by the girl. "I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't know that I want Bertie to be like that. It would be easier for her if she wasn't." "I sure as hell wouldn't want a son of mine to be grown up queer," Jim stated flatly, taking a swig of his beer. "Jim!" Jackie elbowed him in the ribs. "Well, I wouldn't." Stacy looked around the table and then at her little girl still blowing bubbles on the lawn. "Bertie can be anything she wants to be. I'd just prefer if she wasn't a lesbian." "All right, burgers are done. Come and get 'em," Nathan announced, turning from the barbecue with a plateful. He looked at Stacy pointedly. "I'm so glad we're not talking about golf."
And that's a wrap on this chapter of Mulligans. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and that it got you thinking about the complex relationships we all navigate, the ones that challenge us, change us, and ultimately shape who we become. If this chapter spoke to you, or if you're reflecting on the big questions of love, family, or second chances, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below or hit me up on social. Whether you're pondering Tyler's journey, Chase's emerging sexuality, Nathan's dilemma, or Stacy's challenges, or just want to share your own thoughts, I'm here for it all. Don't forget, if you're craving more, you can grab your very own copy of Mulligans. The paperback, ebook, and audiobook are available with links in the show notes. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button so you won't miss the next chapter. Trust me, things are about to get even more interesting, and I can't wait to share it with you. Until next time, remember, second chances are just around the corner, and love can always find a way, no matter how messy it gets. Keep dreaming big and loving boldly. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next chapter of Mulligans.
Take me somewhere to warmer weather, to something better than here right now. 'Cause the days get longer, the nights grow colder, and lonely shoulder when you're not around. Tell me, do you want me right now? I don't wanna wait to find out. I need you to love me lights out tonight. Will you love me to the sun?